Wait,
Wait, and we're
'cause
recording. That's the
I'm
funny
just,
thing. I, Mpaku,
I'm,
leader of the Jabrari tribe, welcome you to the Phoenix podcast.
and you want to hand over the nation to this prince who couldn't even keep his own father safe.
Mm.
We will not have it. We will not have it all.
Oh, God. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Phoenix podcast. It is the tag team back again. Wreck and check and let's begin.
It's check and a wreck.
Bye. Look at that.
Stay safe.
Safe.
Oh man, I'm gonna throw up.
So there has been a lot that has happened since we have blessed your iPhones. Don't know what these Android things are. These Obamacare phones.
What? What are we talking about?
When the last time we recorded?
Oh yeah. Oh well. Shit, man.
There's a lot that's happened.
Literally, the most has happened.
All of the most. Well, the fat man's coming. Giggity. So let's get the rhetoric. Let's get the rhetoric out of the way.
Yeah, you might as well.
Wow. Oh, leave us an email.
Sorry, kids. It's been quite a long time. We haven't done this in a fortnight.
Yes.
So
it wasn't a PUBG-age.
No.
You can leave us email feedback at the Phoenix podcast.
Email.
Well, email at feedback at the Phoenix.
Email.
Feedback at the phoenixpodcast.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 678-753-5144. That's 678-753-5144. Leave us the iTunes reviews. We're now available on Spotify. And join us on the Facebook groups. We're having fun there. So I want to first state this, okay? When Drew gets on here, we're going to completely talk to him like we're Mbaku. He has no idea this is going to happen. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So the Avengers Infinity War trailer dropped, Chris, and there was a lot of meat and two veg there. And
what are you talking about?
There was a lot to pick apart, giggity.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
that old comic book flim flam.
Yeah, that old comic book flim flam. I'm trying to stall for the fat man to join us. But here's what I really want to dive into. Did you play the Sea of Thieves yet?
Well, here's the thing. I tried to. I really wanted to. Lord knows I'm a pirate. And I tried to get my ass on and sail the seven seas and, pillage and plunder and all that good shit. But guess what? It wasn't working for the 2 days in a row that I tried to. So
she's working now.
I'm assuming she is, but I haven't. Trust me, as much as I wanted to play, I got fed up with that kind of shit and I just went back to Monster Hunter. I mean, I haven't had a lot of days and time to put into Monster Hunter recently that I wanted to. But since I've been able to get back to the console, I haven't even attempted to fire up Sea of Thieves again. I just went straight back to Monster Hunter. So, it's another one of those things where, we as gamers have to, we got to stop putting up with shit like this. Because this is what the general consensus is every time a game gets released. There's always issues and problems on launch. I don't get that. The reason I mainly don't get it is because of how much time and betas and alphas and technical alphas and closed betas and open betas. Like there's so much that they do before they release a lot of games now that when they finally, come out, they should be hitting the ground running. Instead, it's a hiccup, it's a patch, it's a this, it's a that, and you don't even get to play the game that you've been hyped to play for so long, even though you've done all the beta testing and you paid your money, and you know what I mean. You might not even get to make rent because of it. Who knows what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing that we as gamers have got to stop putting up with, because it's like that's not something that we're, I guess you want to say, taken for granted. That's not something that we're like, that's not a crybaby whiny thing. You know what I'm saying? Like nitpicking DLCs and outfits and sounds and certain little things are crybaby bullshit that gamers do for everything that comes out that they don't like. But having a game get released that doesn't work as soon as you fire it up, that's not a crybaby thing. That's a legitimate concern.
But here's,
you know what I'm saying?
I think here's my biggest argument, and this is going to seem like an attack, and this is not an attack, but for me, I don't understand how people make excuses. We keep making excuses. No, let me rephrase that. Gamers are making excuses and pacifying developers, where it's like, oh, we have to give them a chance. No, you've had a chance for a year now, where you've had closed alphas, hundreds of closed betas, and you can't tell me that you did not see this coming at launch. It is unacceptable for a game to launch broken. In 2018, that is completely unacceptable. And quite frankly, this has now, at this point, if Rare comes out with another game, I'm not supporting it day one, if I support it at all. And 343 was damn near on that cusp with the Halo Master Chief Collection. Microsoft knowingly launched that game broken because the review copies went out 2 weeks early. The multiplayer was not available. The multiplayer for the review copies launched the same day as the game, and you could not get into a multiplayer game literally for hours. You were stuck in a lobby, and they did not patch that until 3 months later.
Yeah, that kind of thing is bullshit. And not in these new times with all this newfangled technology. But that seems to be the norm now, stemming from, I want to say, at least 2016.
Mark Zuckerberg has all the news that we received, and we can't even get a working game.
I don't really want to talk about that, Queef, okay? Because quite frankly,
I'm sorry for the late entrance. Hello, everybody.
We will not have it.
Are you done?
Are you done?
Silence. I make the pronouncements here, Gil.
But I mean, I totally hear everything y'all saying there. We saw it with Dragon Ball also. Multiple
betas.
A
game that people were like super hyped about.
Nah, that was OD hype. Like that was I think
that was actual real hype. That
in a while.
And and
you know what? Even that was hype that I was day one. Right.
And I'm usually not a part of any goddamn.
But that was FGC plus fans of the show hype.
Yeah,
it was a big community.
It was a huge fucking the whole FGC fans of the show, people who don't even play fighting games at all.
Me.
There you go. Like people just coming into it from like whatever. People who aren't fans of the show and also don't do fighting games, just like, wow, this game looks crazy. It looks beautiful. I see people in Cake's Instagram comments just talking about how great the game looks, and they don't know who the hell none of the characters are. They don't watch anime. They don't even play fighting games. And they're like, "Yo, bro, this shit looks crazy. Put me on. How I get done with this? All of this." It was one of those things that really encompassed everybody.
I should have checked the sales. I never checked the sales on it, but I mean, I know the game.
I'm pretty sure it's good, but even with all the hype and the game just being completely busted as far as making a match was concerned, and don't even get me started on the whole game saving aspect of it, it still had like hundreds to thousands of fans hitting up Bandai like, yeah, you guys take your time. No, yeah, it's okay. We'll wait. What the fuck? What?
We waited. Like, we saw that E3. They built the hype so crazy. Like, once they showed that E3, everyone was like, I'm in. Like, people were sold from the first trailer. And then you had the time. I don't get it. Like, I don't know. They're hustling. like anything if I know I got a good product, if anything you selling, it could like be from a local entrepreneur to like I mean a local freaking donut shop. Like people want this product. You're gonna do the best to make sure they're satisfied customers. And when it comes to games now, they don't do that. Like all they do is access for more money because at like DLC, this, that, and the third. And then you get a product and the product is not ready out the box. Like we're giving our money. Like, I mean, I like PUBG's a fun game. You know what I'm saying? I'm still confused why this game has been over a year and still in beta. Like, what is it that you
unfinished and made you pay for it?
Yeah, like what is it like? They dropped it in a thing a game preview. I mean, it's come a long way with the crashing and stuff. I mean, I don't get to play as often recently, so I don't know if the crashing is still an issue, but it was with the last update. Like you'll be in the middle of a freaking fight or circles on its way, and then your game crashes. You come back in the match and you're in the middle, damn near death circle. But the mobile version runs 10 times better than the Xbox version. Like
insane.
I'm not great. I'm not a biggest fan of it. It's cool to play, but because of playing on my phone and I have big hands, that sometimes I stay firing by mistake when I'm just trying to like switch guns or something, or like move the camera around. But other than that,
I have big hands. I'm so huge. Look at me.
But y'all just talked about the Sea of Thieves BS. I didn't play that. I didn't.
Yeah, it's Sea of Thieves, but it's like if this kind of shit happens when State of Decay 2 comes out, like I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You know the crazy thing? I kind of Phoenix myself with that game where even with the footage, I Phoenix myself where
I'm now a verb.
I can't wait to hear what this definition is.
Oh no, it's nothing crazy, but you know how he already is. Like anything comes out of Avengers right now, he's on media blackout.
Oh, I am already on media blackout.
Exactly.
But so you're on media blackout for State of Decay,
but not on purpose. Just be like I just been so busy.
It's not like there's so much media out there.
No, IGN is like that's the thing that's scaring me too, because this is also like how Master Chief Collection went, where they had that exclusive content and they dropped it little by little every week. But I know I've seen the articles, but I just haven't even looked at it and the game footage. Like, I know they had a multiplayer video and stuff. I don't even know how it works. I'm just ready to walk into it.
Well, Roland sent a 20-minute gameplay video in the group chat.
I know.
I watched, I want to say about 5 minutes of it because I was busy. I couldn't even get to it, and I never went back to it. However, from what I saw, it obviously is a vast improvement for the first game that we played. It seemingly, but again, this is two people who are in the business playing it, and they were running it on a PC. So it's really not indicative of what we're going to get.
We can't really compare. But
they were just showing stuff.
But
they weren't showing it playing. They weren't showing it run on any system, on any console. They weren't. It was all PC specs. So even just watching it was a waste of time, honestly, for me.
You saying that this made me think of something, though. I like slightly playing devil's advocate because I know this is like that's been an issue forever with game launches on PC where there's always issues. Is it maybe because now we have stronger machines and the bridge is getting closed between the two races? The that PC Master is
definitely not getting closed. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, not on specs level, of course not. But
because we would not have
but the power of the machines themselves, that maybe this is why games launch and they're not at their full capacity as they should be. Like when I always heard where people who PC game and games will launch and they'll always be messed up. So
yeah, Jump used to talk about that all the time with shit that he would play because he's like half and half.
Yeah,
he's PC and console, but it's like that. In a sense, also wouldn't make sense because if they were trying to bridge the gap and make it better for them, or trying to bridge the gap so the console and the PC is even, especially with something like Xbox, which is a Microsoft machine and they specialize in making computers, like that is their bread and butter from the jump. I mean, now not so much because most people just get Macs and, Windows computers are like, I think PCs are just for most workplaces now, and even workplaces
use it at work.
Yeah, and even workplaces are transferring over to using Macs at this point. So it's not even really like it's not that kind of a deal. But unless you're like a hardcore PC gamer, you build your PC, like Della and Tristan have in recent weeks and months, it's not really a smart thing to say, oh, this is why, things aren't
Well, I
coming
mean,
out because they're trying to.
it's a bad trait. Yeah, it's not like you
Yeah,
picking up. You're not bridging the gap to be like, okay, let me like mess up like how we mess up over here.
yeah, and also because of the whole Xbox Play Anywhere thing, you would think that they would find a way so that anything that they release is, in fact, able to run at least similarly from one machine to the next.
I'm sorry, like, and I hear you. I do,
Oh,
kids.
trust me, I know they ain't doing it.
My
I
thing
mean,
is,
I just threw it out there just as devil's advocate. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just
no, I mean, I
funny.
hear you, but my thing is, as a consumer in 2018, you cannot launch a horrible product. And I'm here, case in point, I'm going to give you two cases. Nintendo can launch first party titles and have zero bugs in them day one. And they have the capacity to do day one updates and stuff like that. But they don't launch games until they are full and ready. You don't hear about these problems with Nintendo. I haven't heard anything major about this from Sony this generation. Again, Microsoft. We are 5 years into this console generation. And damn it, Chris, I go back to the point of you being right. We are 5 years in this console generation, and I'm saying this as an industry perspective, not a console perspective. This console generation has been nothing but the remastered generation. We are paying, or excuse me, consumers are paying to have these glorified remasters done on new hardware when gaming developers kept bitching and complaining, oh, we need new hardware. We need new hardware. You get the new hardware and you're not taking advantage of it. And I'm talking about as industry as a whole. So you can't sit here and bitch and complain as a developer. And I see people online, well, Rare is, saying, they're being transparent and they're telling us that they're working on it. No, you shouldn't have to sit there and tell us you're working on it. It is unacceptable for a game to launch on launch day for 24 hours and be broken. That is unacceptable because if you go to a store, Verizon, Sprint, whoever you choose to pay your cell phone with, and your phone does not work out the box, you are going to cuss somebody the hell out. So it's okay. It's okay to give.
Hey,
right.
dog, I'll do you even one lower than that because people are irate at places like McDonald's during lunchtime when their food isn't ready like right away. And they're highly upset about that shit. And McDonald's is what? $5 to $10 depending on what you're getting. Now you're paying $60 for a game that they've been working on for a year, probably years.
Yeah, they had the longest beta of that game already.
And then they released the damn game and it doesn't work. Trust me, this ain't got nothing to do with friggin', like specific likes and dislikes about certain genres of games and things that are like content. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the fact that the game doesn't work, period. Do you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people looked at Sea of Thieves and were like, well, this looks like trash. This isn't my type of game. It looks like some lightweight Disney bullshit. Look at what Minecraft looked like, and people love Minecraft. PUBG looks like shit. People love it. Fortnite looks like some
Dead
sort
by
of
Daylight.
Yeah, it looks like Dead by Daylight had sex with Saints Row. Like, there's no way that we're talking about like the aesthetics of the game and what it has inside of it. Or none of that. The fact the game doesn't work is the problem that we're complaining about. Because they've had multiple betas. And this goes for a lot of games across the board. This ain't just Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is just, the hill we're on now. Because in a couple of months, it'll probably be a different game. A couple of months ago, it was Dragon Ball.
Next month is the thing is, the funny thing, the analogy I was just thinking is that like Microsoft gold standard is like literally America right now, where we elected Trump as president, and I like when Microsoft like they come with a game and go and say it's gold, that they look like they either don't check it or don't care. Because it doesn't make sense on multiple occasions now. Like we said, we talked about that Master Chief Collection was literally broken. How did they gold that? Like they didn't test it. It's like, all right, we're done with it. And it's okay. Cool,
I feel like there's nobody doing QC over there at Microsoft. There's zero quality control. It's just like, go ahead.
They just put
Just
like
just
Phil.
send it out. Go ahead.
Phil is like such a cool, likable guy that like he's a good face for the company, but he like I don't know if he's touching the day to day. Because if this is something that I ran, especially after Master Chief Collection, there's no way I wouldn't want hands on or know that we're launching products to sell consoles, especially exclusive titles where those things should be coming out like it's back to PlayStation where their exclusive titles come out with little to no issues.
I mean,
Uncharted, no issue. Bloodborne, no issue. Even with Monster Hunter had issues on Xbox but didn't have any on PlayStation at launch.
mhm.
So it's just like, what is really going on with Microsoft right now, where developers are just not getting on the right page to give them a complete game that they're just
that's
fast.
For me, I'm not gonna say third party wise because I can't comment to third party. I mean, granted, I think third party is a whole different beast in its own right. But as a first party developer, you should know the ins and out of the console that you are developing for. Naughty Dog knows the PlayStation like the back of their hand. Apparently, 343 does, quote unquote. But and this is an issue. Friend of mine of the show, he does another podcast. We were talking about this the other day where. And ladies and gentlemen, a friend of ours has joined the show. He's on silence. William, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, guys?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Oh shit! You got my will on before we got Black Will before Spanish Will. Black Lives Matter. There we go.
Wow. So my issue is this console generation. Just like I was saying, I think before you hopped on, Drew, and Chris was right years ago. This has been nothing but the remastered console generation. And quite frankly, honestly speaking, I'm quite sick of this. If I was locked into one ecosystem, and let's say for whatever happenstance I could not afford, and the console I chose was the Xbox One, I would be highly pissed. I mean, like extremely pissed. Microsoft has not had one single hit AAA first party title this generation. And if I'm wrong, Will, Andrew, Chris, please prove me wrong.
I'm not going to argue
Hey,
that
no
at
problem.
all.
I'll do that.
I'm not going to argue that at all. Like I've
Like,
said
it's a
it multiple
shit show.
times. Yeah, we constantly like Sony has did their thing. Like they learned from the 360 PlayStation 3 era. And I mean, they always had good exclusives, even PlayStation 3 era, but they made better third party relationships where everything is like going their way. But at Microsoft, on the other end, they just really forgot these titles that they made them who they are. Like the only game that kind of came out the back and actually worked decent was Gears, exclusive wise. But other than it looked good, the game played well. The story was but the multiplayer played well, and I mean the single player is still a like sufficient enough story. It's not like Halo 5 story. That was another ball they dropped big time because I was actually I was ready for that game because I'm not as like OD deep in Halo's lore, but I got into it more with that like they did great marketing for the game. But they just freaking dropped the ball on that game also. And they had to make up. And that was a good redemption time period because of what they did with Master Chief Collection, which it doesn't make sense how that game was gold.
You know what the wildest thing about all of this is? Like, even like when Sony, well, I guess finally drops, what do you call that? Kingdom Hearts? In the year 2045, I bet it is released with no hiccups.
Well, that's more than likely. I mean, Square, I don't think really. I didn't really hear any issues with Final Fantasy. There's always just like stuff like people find little glitches and little things in the game and they patch. But in terms of gameplay, no one complained about. Like people who play Final Fantasy, I've seen them on it until they beat it and then they moved on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So I have a question about all this, right? I'm trying to back up a little bit. You guys are talking a lot about games and gameplay. From what I remember, when the Xbox One was first announced, however many moons ago, they had positioned Microsoft Xbox One as an entertainment console, right? Which is why I feel like they've done more with like Netflix or FX apps or Pandora, etc., because I think that they're trying to go beyond just focusing on game cultures and trying to market the Xbox One system to like, I don't know, a single woman 28 who wants to like watch Netflix all the time and drink wine or whatever. Or if you wanted to just have people over and have Pandora playing in the background, Xbox One worked for that, but you might not be as heavy in game culture. Do you guys think that has a reason or an effect on why there aren't so many developers charging down Microsoft Xbox path?
I would say personally, and maybe it's because I know a little bit of that backstory, I'm going to say no. I think they do want to take, or excuse me, Don Matrick, the head of the Xbox division at that time, wanted to take over the living room space and have that be quote unquote the family Xbox area. I think at that moment, and it kind of fell in the way the PlayStation 3 fell originally, the console was just difficult to develop for out the gate. And that's why you saw PlayStation being the lead platform, because they made it easy for developers to develop for, and they just ported everything over. To the argument to say that, hey, you know, single mom or Joe Schmo over here, we can use an Xbox One, and mind you, at launch, $500. I debate you on that to say, hey, there's an Apple TV on sale for, at that time, it was $99. That does the exact same thing.
A Fire Stick is $40.
Well, I mean, even if you're looking at those are relatively recent. But if you go back to when Xbox One first launched, Blu-ray players were going for like $400 at that time. You know, like a PS4 when it first launched was the cheapest Blu-ray player that was on the market. So what I'm saying is, I think that it was still an idea of like, okay, how do we take advantage of people who want to be tech savvy but don't necessarily want to buy into a Blu-ray system which only plays Blu-rays. This you can
remember. You said 400 or even less, for instance. Let's say even less. You still launched a console at 500. You see what I'm saying? When the PlayStation 4 dropped, it had a Blu-ray drive in it, but it launched $100 less. And I could have still, mind you, I don't shop at this place, but I could have gone to Walmart and said, hey, sis, let me pick this Blu-ray player up that had zero functionality in it for $125.
Yeah, just buy some off-brand shit.
I mean, yeah, they wanted to get the whole living room set up, and they wanted to market this thing as more of an entertainment system than just a gaming console. But guess what? The 28-year-old bro that just wants to drink wine and watch Netflix ain't buying an Xbox. Only gamers is buying Xbox.
Yeah, that was
360 to the One, to the One S, to the One X, Scorpio, whatever the hell they on now. That's who's buying it.
If you
it's nice that they wanted to market it to other people to try to get some other fans in, but it didn't work. Nobody bought these systems except gamers. The everyday Joe Schmo that wasn't into playing video games like that didn't buy Xbox. They waited and bided their time, and they bought Apple TVs, and they bought Rokus and Fire Sticks and whatever the hell else happened.
Just think of it if you went to Best Buy and you was like, yeah, so what do you do? And you'd be like, oh, I just watch a little Netflix, Hulu, this and that. And then they walked you over to an Xbox. You would look at them like they're stupid.
Yeah.
So I definitely hear where you're coming from with it, Will. Because at that E3, when they announced it, they definitely was pushing it as an entertainment center more than the games. But you got to remember, at least 2-3 years in, when they realized that shit wasn't flying, that they started like, this is like every E3, this is about the games. It's only games.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even do an intro. They would just show videos of games. And even with all this,
find where that break with the relationship was, because it seems like those first 2-3 years, like you mentioned, when they were still pushing, like, please try the Kinect. We swear it works again. Like all that stuff. Like it seems like a lot of the relationship with the developers kind of soured, and they were like, look, I'm not going to be out here putting Kinect add-ons in for people to be pissed at the fact that like in 2K, like you're getting called for technical fouls for no reason because your Kinect's always
or because you cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
like, we'll get to that in a smooth second. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's
the cussing.
Yeah, that's about to be interesting.
You curse your Kinect's on and you're playing 2K, you get technical foul. So, like,
yeah, but
yeah, you can't apply the jukes and be safe. You can't do
that. I'm trying to see where that break is, because I feel like you guys are mentioning as a business tactic. At some point, I would have been like, okay, yeah, we messed up. And see, that was like 2 or 3 years afterwards to come back. I was like, okay, so what do they do now to change those relationships? Because like you said, with the Xbox One X launching, like I'm not buying Xbox One X if the featured game is Forza 5. Like I don't want that.
I'm
But that's
just saying.
but that's the
That's
thing
the
that
whole thing.
But no, see, that was part of the like kind of the cockiness of Microsoft there,
Mm.
where in the past they have those titles where there are those hardcore Forza players. I like literally that Master Chief collection could have changed this whole generation if it worked. Where there's people that literally love and all they played, like they didn't go pro, but that's their game. They play Halo.
But you know what? Let me just, and I don't mean to cut you off, Fat Man.
No.
But here's my biggest issue. This is okay, and this is what we're actually about to dive into here, because rumor is new concerts. Hello, Beyonce. New consoles are coming in 2 years, right? That's the running rumor. Microsoft
Is the world even going to be still around in 2 years?
Yeah, good point.
Singularity is coming.
Microsoft should have never launched Halo 4 as the swan song title for the Xbox 360. That should have been a launch title for the Xbox One. Period. Right? If Halo 6 is rumored to come out this year and they're going to go on a short marketing campaign, great. Day one, the game better launch with 0 bugs. Point blank, period. That's the first thing. Number two, for the remainder of this console generation, do not give me another Gears of War. If Microsoft wants to own the next console race, they have to come out the gate swinging. And walk with me down the rabbit hole for a moment. Yep.
I'm with you. I just know none of these things are going to happen.
Oh, I know, right? Forza 2000 has to come out. Or Forza versus NWO Revenge, whatever that'll be called. That has to be a launch title.
Forza versus Capcom versus SNK.
Yeah. Gears
Fuck
5,
that stupid racing game.
Titanfall and Forza crossover.
Right. Gears 5, whatever that's going to be called, has to be a launch title. And then there has to be a brand new AAA title to launch with that game. And they have to get out a year before the PlayStation 5, because Microsoft, I'm sorry to say,
Cuphead 0.
Right.
Oh God.
Every time the PlayStation launches side by side with Microsoft is behind the curve because the 360 was not as powerful as the PlayStation 3.
Yo, for a long time, Microsoft been sucking their own dick, and it's about high time that they pulled it out of their mouth and realized what's really going on out here.
They're just stupid at this point that they haven't, because
that
it's clear as day.
Yeah, that cocky Forza shit that they did is like, that's a true testament to how awful they really are.
That's not a that's not a console. Like, you won't see Forza as like the top game in the Xbox store. Like, there are legit fans, like people who are in the cars, but that is not going to have people at midnight launches to buy a system.
The whole landscape has changed, and it's almost as if they're so like in their own ass. Like, I don't understand what's big now in gaming: esports, streaming, all of that type of shit. Why aren't you pushing games where people can do that?
Well, I mean, no, they are, because
that's why they got PUBG and they have Mixer.
No, this is now. You know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about at launch? But that's what we don't have to keep dwelling on it, but we already know.
Well, I know we're not dwelling. Like, we're not going to keep
dwelling.
They
launched the Xbox shitty. They launched it horribly.
This is what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like adding to Phoenix Point for whatever the next console is going to be. They're going to make the same mistake because it seems like they don't learn from there.
But that's why they don't. They need to hire people like us, because I mean, we're not.
Put your resume in.
I would like shit. That'd be a
you know how many
job.
times I submitted my resume to Rockstar? I've been trying to work for Rockstar for the past 5 years of my life.
I actually know a recruiter there, so I got you. Hit me up.
Oh, look at that!
Fire.
There we go.
And then that's when you can make sure you stay safe.
But yeah, like if I'm like even walking into the launch of Xbox. No, walking into the launch of Xbox, if I was a part of that marketing team with the launch, I would have scrapped almost basically everything they did, because they did everything wrong. Like, you're not going to sell me.
But the marketing team does answer to the head of that division. So I'm not really going to. They were just all over the place. And like Chris said, I don't want to beat a dead horse into the ground, because I feel like I've had my foot on Microsoft's neck for like the past 2 years.
Well, we're not done, though, because this next portion we're about to get into.
Well, hold on. Just before we get into that, I just want to. Can we do the?
Do we have an email?
Well, we do have an email, but okay. I'll read that in a second. I just want to kind of pimp out the Avengers thing real quick.
Are we gonna pimp out the Avengers thing real quick?
Yeah. I gotta buy my flight. We have a nice
What?
spot. We got the Airbnbs.
So
You have a place. Hold on.
we'll talk about that off air. We'll talk about it off air.
No.
Talk about that off air.
I have
All right,
Hopper.
off mic,
I
off
watch
mic,
my
off
flights. I have
Off mic. We'll talk about off mic.
Say
something.
Whatever.
So the Avengers trailer dropped, and so here's how the whole situation broke down. The original date, because I don't know if you know, the original date was May 4th, 2018. Sir Robert personally texted me and said, "Hey sis, go to Twitter." I said, "Okay, girl, I'm going to Twitter." And there was an exchange between him and the Marvel girls, and they said, "Surprise, April 27th." So I said, "Damn it!" So I switched my date, I switched my flight, April 27th, and then the trailer dropped 2 weeks after that or something like that. And
yeah, about that.
That Friday morning, around like 9:45, I'm calling my friend Dante. He's like, "Hey, trailer drop. How are we getting tickets?" I called Drew. Trailer drop, tickets out. And and at this current moment, Drew, the entire row that we're sitting in is full of people coming for this meetup that we know of at this current moment, and it might be more. So for the overwhelming response to the people that are coming out and supporting, thank you. Hopefully Cap dies in this one.
All right. Let's not speak about that because that's going to be a huge chunk of what this show is about.
Well, there's a huge hint that it already is, because what was the article about saying he was done? Continue.
Let Chris.
They said Chris Evans was done because he got a friggin' mustache. I don't understand how anybody gets any work on the internet anymore, because there's no credibility or any kind of accountability for anything that anybody says ever. All you need is broadband and a friggin' blog, and that's it. You could just say whatever you want and people take it as gospel.
Journalism's been dead. It's been dead.
Yeah, journalism is so dead, especially on the internet. Like, everybody's just 100% out of their skulls. Who thinks that this ain't no Henry Cavill Justice League shit? You think because he's working on Mission Impossible and he got that damn goatee mustache, whatever the hell, he can't like shave it for Justice League and stuff? Like, that's not how it works. Like, this is a mustache. Cap has a full beard in the Infinity War trailer. What the hell's wrong with everybody? The mustache is for some Broadway play he's doing where he plays a cop. It's got nothing to do with him being in the Avengers anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's got nothing to do with him, his contract being up because he grew a mustache. That's not a clue as to what's going on with what he's doing with the company as far as reprising his role as Steve Rogers, anything like that. Everybody's so up their ass with thinking they know everything that's going on in the industry because they want so badly to be industry.
I mean, if anything, I kind of blame that on Marvel, though, because Marvel started those like sneak peek trailers at the end of their movies. So now their audience thinks everything's a damn hint. So yeah, if Robert Downey Jr. goes out with like fake prosthetic legs in the street, they're gonna be like, Iron Man dies.
I honestly think that's a fan problem to me. I can't blame the studio or the company for that, because Twilight has been dead for years and people still writing fanfic about that shit. I don't know what the hell's wrong with fans in fandoms for popular TV shows and movies, but everybody's completely lost it. You think, like, every time something happens with a character or anything like that, they always read way more into it than is really there. And they take it and they run with it, and they're a little bit psychotic. So honestly, I think you should speak on what you know and visually confirm things before you run to your blog and post that link.
Well, here's what I do
Twitter,
know.
Facebook, anything like that.
Here's what I do know.
Do a little research.
M'Baku is in this movie. Yeah, I saw Chocolate Bay in the background. I said, "Oh, look at Chocolate Bay."
Shuri's in it. Obviously, we know Okoye's in it. She's in the damn first trailer running with everybody.
Angela Bassett, she's in it.
You
Yeah, I think
you mean when Captain America is leading us through Wakanda? Through the
Oh my
promised
God, black girl nerds.
land?
let's not do this again.
So the trailer showed a lot of situations. Will, have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So the trailer shows a lot of
Because
situations.
you was about to get kicked off.
Well, phone clicking everything.
Yep. So there's a lot of scenes, and Chris will know this goes back to the Hickman run of the Infinity book, the Wakanda battle. Then Doctor Strange and Ebony Maw. When you see those spiked glasses,
dude, don't even talk about the Maw. Ebony Maw is a really nasty member of the Black Order. His whole, first of all, anything he whispers into your ear is just like anything he said. Like his words mean shit and will destroy you. So anything he said, like, and it's so powerful, it messes, like, it fucks with Strange. And I honestly think that is the person who will not. Well, I don't think Strange is gonna die, but he's gonna have some very like long lasting effects after that. Like I think it's gonna change who he is for his next movie. And I want to say one of the big three is definitely gonna die between Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. That's just obvious. I mean, Iron Man's doing friggin' Jesus pose in the poster, so that could be, you know what I mean?
Well,
everybody knows he's a huge like father figure to Peter. That's young Peter, not elder Peter Quill. Everybody knows he's like a father figure to Spider-Man. So if he was to, die, I think that'll be like his like the actual newfangled Uncle Ben moment, because we haven't had the Uncle Ben moment, thank God, in this reincarnation of Spider-Man. So I think if anybody is going to be like, if anybody else dies other than who I want to fucking die, it's probably going to be one of the big three, and it might be Thor actually. Like if we're being super serious about it, it might actually be Thor.
And on a business aspect, it's easy to say that we know Tony's more than likely going to die because, I mean,
go ahead and just shit on my parade, won't you?
But it's as clear as day that, I mean, the man built this universe. He is the Wolverine. He is what Wolverine was to Fox, and he's over it. He's had his like. I mean,
well, I don't know if he's over it. He's still very much enjoying it and having a good time.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like, it's still. I mean,
like, it's the franchise that saved his life. Let's not.
Yeah, because that man, like, he already was down a really rocky road, and
and then he got a whole bunch of other stuff.
He got a Disney
Tropic
check.
Thunder came. Yeah,
he got a Disney check, and it changed his life around. But
wait, hold on. I just realized something.
What?
We have to do this a different way, because how many people do we know so far that have been pronounced dead and have stayed dead since MCU has started?
Terrence Howard.
No, I mean dead in the friggin' as far as characters, not people who've been voted off the island because they wanted too much money.
What's Jeff Bridges' character, Whiplash? We don't know where the Red Skull is. Odin.
Killmonger, Claw.
We don't know where Hela is.
Who's that? Who's the one dude? Zemo.
Zemo's alive.
He's in jail.
Zemo's alive. Zemo's in jail.
Zemo's in jail. They interrogated him at the end of that.
The only people who I'm assuming haven't died. The only people who haven't died was the guys from Homecoming. We know because we saw them at the
Malekith is dead.
Yeah, but nobody cares about dark elves from fucking Thor.
Well, you said name the people.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, people who could potentially come back and be like, something, because we have to look at it in terms of, is the MCU playing with death the way they play with it in the comics, whereas it don't fucking matter.
Yeah,
people just come back like it, like Black Widow died in Secret Empire, and she's back like it didn't happen.
No, Kevin Feige said that the deaths in this film will be permanent. There's
Like,
no.
that's what I needed to know. Like,
Yeah.
is it final? Are they playing games?
See, that's
No,
that's
Feige
the
said
whack.
it's final.
That's the
rather.
whack thing though, because I want Tony to like they need that death. That's going to be a huge death and change the whole aspect of the MCU. But it's so easy to bring him back as the Hollow Tony, like the comics. And like I said, it's just ideal again. We could
With
get
Riri
that.
Williams and Ting.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It would. Like
Yeah,
it's
we
so.
get hologram Tupac Stark.
And yeah,
It
he
would
doesn't.
be
He has to
fantastic.
do 2 weeks of shooting. Not even probably. He probably has to do a couple of scenes and then they'll CGI the rest of the shit.
He
Anyway.
could probably do this shit from his house.
Yeah, all they have to do is put him on the suit, CGI him a little bit, get all the motions, and then do everything else on the computer. He could probably give them the lines over the phone.
He
Give it to
probably
them on
doesn't
Skype.
even need to do like a full mocap for it, honestly.
Yeah, they'll just get a body of someone who looks like his same shape and body, get all the body motions, and CGI.
Because look what they did for Civil War when they did the technology to make him younger.
Barf.
Oh yeah, and
Are you kidding me?
That's the
And
name of the
as-
technology.
they legit
Oh,
and that legit
well,
looked
yeah.
like him from his 80s
Yeah.
films.
And look at that technology they used, and it looked so good. And then that Justice League. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that shit. But
I was
Thank you.
thinking
That
I was thinking
mustache looked horrible.
I was thinking the same
Hey,
exact
I know.
thing.
I heard
CGI
Will like
Henry
that movie.
Cavill's
I heard Will like
facial
that
hair
movie.
out. Like, I mean, what?
You like Justice League?
He's being bashful now because
Oh.
he muted his.
I'm
situation.
sorry, I didn't even see that trash. Don't do that.
Oh, okay, there you go.
All right, good answer.
Yeah,
good
that's
answer.
what
Good
I
answer.
answer.
Good answer.
So
But yeah, Tony dying would definitely change the full-on landscape of the thing.
absolutely. So
I'm only
speaking
cool
of
with Tony
people,
dying if Shuri gets to take over as the lead tech genius because she's badass.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. If
I
Shuri
mean-
takes over as like, for Tony and Banner and all that kind of shit, that would work for me.
It can
That
also
would
work
fully
with
work
it could
for
also
me.
work with Panther dying because in the
You
comics
shut your mouth right now.
it's quick.
Yeah, I
You are
know.
voted off
It's
the
quick.
island.
No,
we will not have that.
Hold on.
We will
because-
not
He
have
didn't-
it.
He
Because-
didn't die during the time she was Black Panther.
Okay, so
He wasn't dead.
But I
Yeah,
just
you-
I know
you are-
I did. Well, I know, but I mean this in to keep the continuity. But
Okay,
whatever.
Farrah
Maybe-
Franklin. All
We'll
right.
find a reason. But yes, there were other Black Panthers, so it's definitely easy
Well,
to transition that also.
Speaking of, go
They-
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say
haven't they
it-
burned up all the Black Panther flowers?
Oh, I mean, in terms of continuity, yeah, I said that too. Of like
The
if they burned it all,
purple-shaped herb.
How could
Yeah,
I
all
make
that
another
perp.
one?
I mean, Killmonger said burn that shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he burned-
burn
I
all that
burned-
lean.
I burned all that, but no,
He burned all the lean in the garden.
them
And now
killing.
Come on
can
now.
nobody have no
R.I.P.
more scissor to
Them
become
kid-
to
The
have
Black
the strength
Panther.
of the Black Panther.
No, but them killing are putting Chadwick to the side and letting Shuri step up is like a straight blow to the whole market that DC has with the Wonder Woman thing because
No, ma'am. The fact
No.
that Beyonce is still out here slaying edges is a direct threat to Wonder
But,
Woman. Okay.
I mean, I guess wouldn't the biggest threat to that market be Miss Marvel?
Captain Marvel. They don't call her Miss Marvel anymore.
My bad.
yeah, no, but I
They-
don't think
for
she
a
can
few
compete.
reasons, they don't
She
call
can't
her Miss
compete.
Marvel anymore.
Yeah, they can't. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be though. I mean, maybe it would probably do numbers and it would be marketed as such. But the two characters aren't on the same level. Where you see like people who aren't even into it can identify Wonder Woman. There's like you can't identify Captain Marvel
Well, I
unless
think- I guess that would be the whole point then, because like, yeah, people like Wonder Woman. She has a much stronger brand, but that's true of almost every DC character versus every Marvel character. Like,
But that's because DC's freaking idiots and they only use the same handful of characters.
for
Bro,
sure,
they
for
have-
sure. So
they
it's
have
like-
so
it's
natural
like-
or-
Yo,
Okay,
they,
that's because
they
DC's
have
a bunch
so
of
many
freaking
characters,
idiots.
bro. They're freaking idiots. Like they've been shoving Batman and Superman down our throats
Freaking
for
idiots.
Yo, I mean, I understand that it's money makers, but they had so much ease to introduce
And
these
look
other
at
characters.
what Marvel did with the lesser known characters, i.e., Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man of all people.
But
Come on.
to be fair, now I'm not taking DC's bet on this. This is why I always say it was a blessing that they did not have control over the X-Men and Spider-Man out the gate. Because if that were the case, none of this would be happening.
Well, it would
Well, that's
change the
true,
whole.
yeah.
It would have changed the
I
whole
mean, yeah,
MCU.
we look, everything in our timeline, in this timeline of America, Earth as we know it, everything that transpired as far as Marvel getting their feet wet and doing what they needed to do to get to this point where we're almost at in less than a month's time for Infinity War is the right way things happen. Things happen the way they should have happened. And I don't begrudge them for not getting the rights to Fantastic Four and Ghost Rider, X-Men, all Spider-Man, first of all. Like, I don't begrudge them for not having any of that shit out the gate. Because things happen the way they happen and licenses are what they are. And Fox grabbed and Sony grabbed and this, that, and like everything happens the way it happens. And then what they decided to start doing, transpiring with the Netflix series, like everything happened the way it happened, and it's been really good. Not so much the Netflix, but
I've been watching Jessica Jones. Oh
Hold on, we're gonna get to that in a moment. Hold on.
I have nothing to say on it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I like everything happened very organically, and where we at is a really good space. It's not like they rushed it, you know what I'm saying? Because like Phoenix said, if they did, we would have had some, DC type shit. Because that's what DC did. DC rushed everything that they did because they realized Marvel's out here doing everything like strategically. And they specifically pinpointed spots to put out lesser known characters to test the waters to see what's what and how they do. And it worked. Now, when DC saw that, they were like, well, shit, they've already done 2 T movies and we don't even have one. So they very hastily put together that Batman versus Superman movie and threw Wonder Woman in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they decided to do that over years' time and built up to it. They just threw them together. You feel me? As opposed to how Marvel built up their characters to be a team.
So I guess
so on and so forth.
That to me is like kind of the hubris you get when you have known characters, right? Like, I don't have to explain who Batman is because you get it. But I need a Doctor Strange movie because if I just threw him in a movie, you'd be like, yo, what is this Benedict Cumberbatch dude doing?
What's Doctor Who doing here?
But that exactly was, like, why is Doctor Who fighting, Bruce Banner now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, where the hell's the TARDIS?
No,
what the hell's going on here?
They did it the right way.
Where I am.
No, they did. They definitely did because now we're about to enter Space Marvel like full-fledged at this point. But we've been getting little doses of it. Plus, with the new lesser characters of Earth Marvel.
Yeah, Cosmic Marvel has been fired since they started.
Well, let's talk about things that have not been fired. And this will be a quick grab, and then we can go back into the Microsoft stuff. It was announced today.
Today?
Absolutely. This was announced today. Breaking news.
Oh my God. Can we just get a soundboard?
I would love that. Oh my Jesus, listen. Especially when
never mind, because you would abuse the shit. Forget it.
I'd be like, look at that. Breaking news. Right. Fox announced today New Mutants have been pushed back again to August of 2019.
What the hell? I just saw the trailer the other day.
We might as well say Mickey Mouse.
Pacific Rim 2. Me and Morgan went to go see it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
And they had the trailer before. She was thoroughly confused as to what everything that was going on was, why they said mutants, and then it said New Mutants at the end of it. She was like, what the hell is that? I was like, I'll explain to you later, and I never got a chance to. But
I think by that time, mid 2019, Disney will have control over Fox anyway, so that movie will probably be a direct to Hulu flick. Also, X-Men: The Dark Panther Phoenix has been pushed back again for the first time. It has been pushed back to March or April of the 2019s. This is probably not a good sign, again, as the House of Mouse is looking to clean camp. Okay? That's that. And speaking of things to laugh about, Microsoft girl, listen, sis, it was broken yet again today. Well, I don't know if you've heard these things. That their new code of conduct policy starting in May, you will be able to get your account will effectively be banned for using offensive language on Microsoft platforms, be it Skype, be it Xbox Live, be it Mixer, and if someone reports you, you can be banned from using their servers. Also,
it sounds like Facebook all over again.
Yep.
Also,
with that,
on those bans, is it like a review period or?
Well, the thing is, a law student or someone, and this is the most interesting story anyhow, a law student went through their code of conduct that they're about to drop and reported it on Reddit. Once he reported it and ran the story, Reddit then banned him from using Reddit. So
we already know Reddit ain't shit, though. That is like literally a safe haven for racism.
Well, here's my issue with that, because if Microsoft was going to drop this, I think this should be announced by them now so that they can get ahead of things like this. And this, to me, this is 2013 all over again, because spring of 2013, former Microsoft employee let it slip that the Xbox One would be an always online console. And the internet went in an uproar. Microsoft did not do any damage control. They didn't try to get ahead of it, anything like that. Same situation I feel like we're going to run down here, is because at one point, when are you not going to be transparent with your consumers? Because truth be told, when did the 360 come out? 2005. From 2005 all the way until they introduced Party Chat, I have been called the N-word consistently by little white children and by racist colonizers on Xbox Live. Furthermore, it has been a thing where you play Call of Duty. Oh, you N-word, you F-word, and
yo, you literally, it would literally go like this though. Like you get in you hit the search, the lobby that makes the sound. It's like doom. Like you see the lobby now. It's like there's what is it? 6 on 6. There's like 10 people, so you're waiting for 2 people.
That would be 12.
Like, yeah, I know that. That's what I just said. There's 10 people. You're waiting for 2.
Okay.
Quick maths. And then like literally, me and Phoenix is a party together. And this is from Call of Duty 4 days. So this has been and this is a known thing, because the shit is that there are literally memes and skit videos of black, black people. We make fun of this stuff of how people are racist online. Anytime we talk about online gaming and racism, they mention Xbox Live, because we could go all the way back to Halo for this. But anyway, you get in the lobby, you hit A. Yo, Phoenix, what are you doing later? You trying to get a bite? Oh, you effing N-word. And like, I've been told that. I think I made jokes on the show about it before. I've been told that my Xbox is stolen. I live in the projects. That and I don't say anything. Just like,
Don't do that.
Will got that joke.
Oh, that must be a local a Baltimore joke or something. I don't live with
I don't live in Baltimore either, so there's that.
Whatever. But but literally, you just open your mouth. You could just say something, and being that you can hear from my voice that we're not white, that they will just spit out all this stuff to you, and it's like, I mean, my only issue with it is just how are they going to monitor this? Because the thing is now, like, I know how it operates. So like, yeah, I'll talk smack to someone every once in a while on there, but I never curse in the messages. You can't send voice messages anymore anyway. But when you write them, if someone curses at you and they do it to me,
voice messages.
Oh, you can again? You're right. I thought they took it away and then they added it back, but not like 360. 360, I used to get. Ooh, I should try to fire up the emulator and see if they're still there. Man, I got some shit in there. But
you sound so excited about that.
I got some racism in my.
Bro,
load up the 360.
Bro, it's always funny to me, because I mean, you walk with these people, you see them at the gas station, they hold the door for you, they will act like a totally different person as soon as they put on the headset. It's always hilarious to me.
That's why
you dirty.
Whoa. Okay.
That's literally.
But that's what happens, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We're not exaggerating or anything like that. We've been dealing with it, because
I wish I was exaggerating. These motherfuckers, they don't hold back.
Yeah,
this is why I think I'm gonna.
They've been waiting all day to be racist.
Yo,
this is why I think I'm exclusively streaming on Twitch now, because Will, you know how I get with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
and quite frankly,
Dead by Daylight,
absolutely. When I'm sitting there getting into the game and I'm cussing the colonizers out and things like that,
if somebody's hating on you, they could come on your stream, report you, and you're cooked.
Yeah, because I want to know like what the exact hate speech you're talking about. Because if I'm playing 2K and I tell like if I dunk on my boy and I'm like, yeah, take that shit, you fucking suck. Am I going to get reported and be like, oh yeah, well, sorry, you're
Well,
taking.
if he's
After
really
they tell them
mad,
to report you.
yeah, if he goes and it's really mad, but the thing with me is how are they monitoring this?
What I'm saying is because like say we're in game chat in like a pro am where it's me and him with three other randoms. If they hear that and they get offended because you know how easy it is to offend somebody,
Yeah, they could.
Me like, oh yeah, he's using.
They could potentially report you, and then I mean I don't know what the review process is.
But so that.
But the thing is that what they said is they don't know what the language like that. They don't know what that's going to be. Like the guidelines for what you can and can't say or what's deemed offensive. They haven't gotten down to the nits grits of that yet.
Well, Dynamics, you better watch out, sis.
Oh my God, leave my friend alone.
Honestly,
because
don't do
because like I mean, to me personally, I feel like them saying that they don't have a definition of what offensive language is basically them saying, all right, well, black people get on and say the N-word all the time and white people can't say it, so nobody can say it now. That's basically what it seems
I think as a business, it would be them covering their ass, right? Because if I come on there and say you can't curse, you can't say any bad words, nothing, then language is so contextual that where if I was to somebody, oh yeah, suck a butt, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not no curse words in there.
Suck a butt.
But someone who's like 9 years old
man.
and you don't have no headphones in, and their mom hears that, they're gonna be like, yo, what the hell are you playing? You know what I'm saying?
But they already covered themselves. Will I see where you're going with that? But on all the messages since the launch of online gaming, it says that online interactions. It's like they put the word, they have a disclaimer there that it's like it's not like not the same or can't, like they have a disclaimer.
I'm about to negate that because they have this thing, and I know this is 2018, and might be new for all the parents out there that are listening. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. There's a thing called parental controls. I know it's new. I know we've never heard of this thing. It's they just implemented this.
No,
and,
this is like even with that back in the day. I remember like I think I worked at an after school and like one of the kids in the after school added me. Back in the day, unless if you have a certain control on there, unless that person is your friend, they couldn't hear you. So we could have all been in party chat. And if I had some little kid that I was friends with, like Tracy's little cousin that been in party a couple of times, there was a control before where if he was friends with me, he could hear me, but then he couldn't hear the rest of you guys.
They still have that feature.
Yeah, they've been had stuff in there for parents to control. Even when you first log on to Xbox, they tell you they give you those options to be like, do you want to have the parental controls and this, that, and the third?
But Drew, so this is why I'm saying they're covering their own ass, right? Because a person who is going to complain to Microsoft about something I said isn't someone who takes accountability at all. So they're already not putting parental controls on there. You know what I'm saying? So like legally, they're going to sit back and say, okay, what do we have to say so that when these special interest groups come on there and say, okay, my 10-year-old son was called the N-word, hashtag Black Lives Matter, what can Microsoft point to be like, hey, man, we told y'all the internet was crazy.
Yo, basically, this is kind of like a subculture now of Twitter. Because then the thing is that we've seen that people could say, oh, kind of like, I sent a tweet the other day to Chris and Anna and them. I forgot what the subject of it was. Crap. It was like, some wife was like how she wants to divorce her husband. He's so lost because he's been caught up so much in the political Facebook and like all the shit with Trump and this and that. She doesn't even know who he is. And then some like
that's a good reason.
The best thing now is the reply. So then someone says something, and then somebody comes in. Don't assume gender. like so people and literally people will like, or even like if someone like let's say someone
those people
imagine now let's say we were talking about me having a kid today. Now imagine in a few months, like whatever down the line, I was happening to me and we get pregnant, and then I come and then I talk about, and I don't want to check the sex personally, just has nothing to do with the story. But if I was to check it and I'm like, okay, I'm having a daughter, and then someone comes to me and tells me, don't assume the gender of my kid. It's like, just because I'm having a girl, I want to call her my daughter. Like,
man, just kick him in the throat. Like all of this.
But that's the generation that's what we live in now, though, bro.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying.
I guess expounding upon that, the one thing this doesn't really concern me with is that I feel like on Xbox Live, I'm more keen to like build my own communities and like talk to people I actually want to talk to. Like I know Drew personally, but I met Phoenix. He was kind of cool. I met some of his friends are kind of cool. It's like I only talk to them.
The show came together through Xbox Live.
Exactly. Exactly. See, I was like, people build their own communities. Which
wait a minute, did you hear the issue that he kind of cool? What do you mean? I'm kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he said your friends are kind of cool.
60-40, you could decide to split.
Yeah, because not all, like we all our mutuals have we all brought mutuals around, and not everyone has liked all of our mutuals.
Yeah, ain't that the damn truth?
Oh wait,
I haven't been called N-word on Xbox Live, and
we can point figure out all of us right now. Bet that that's an offline conversation though.
No, because I'm gonna call your friend out by name, bitch Namix. That her.
Whatever. I'm not getting into it with you.
Anyways,
Will, what would
Will said? I'm
what I was saying
100% just trying to build my own communities on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I build my own community and I stay there because nobody calls me the N-word on Xbox Live anymore because I know where y'all live.
but that's the thing. But that's also another issue of just the internet in general.
Yeah.
I was talking about it at work, and Chris and I have had this conversation about bullying, and that this is also probably plays a role in the whole push of online bullying, where like I was teased and stuff. Like we teased each other as kids, but we just fought, and then we went to the principal's office, and then we probably became friends again. But the difference is now is that kids is like the bullying is 24 hours, but doesn't make sense to me as much because that's the same thing as you said, you can make your own communities. So in a way it's still hard to avoid. In a quick example of like a girl's teased at school, she could go home, she's on her Facebook now, and she may not necessarily be friends with her, but she's probably not friends with her bullies on Facebook, but if they like make a joke or something of her, and then it goes viral within their own community, that it's going to probably cross her path somehow. Someone's
she ain't got no way to avoid that.
Yeah. So the thing, the thing about the internet is you control the internet. The internet doesn't control you.
Very true.
So the thing, like, it's supposed to be that way.
That's for people. That's for people who know how to use it properly.
Yeah, but
for everybody
else, crown blood. Fix your crown.
For everybody else, the internet is just a means to an end, and they are a puppet for it because the internet will control every damn thing they do. But I've seen it happen, and you've seen it too.
Yeah, we've seen it. The thing is that give Phoenix is a quick example. Phoenix is quick. If a mutual comes in party and he doesn't mess with them or they do something to piss him off, he mutes them and blocks them. Now they're gone.
Yeah,
the problem solved. So if
I learned how to just like avoid conflict and just like, all right, I'm gonna just get rid of you and not give you no energy. You
remember back in the day with some mutuals where they were literally they're time bombs that you brought them around people and all they did was argue. Even with if someone doesn't like someone now or this and that, they just avoid them or they mute. Like there's like we're grown. Like I'm a grown ass man, dog. I only
now that I know that I'm going to have that option. What? The unmute button will be applied.
Snitch.
But you know what's something else? So another feature that I would like to talk about that is very obvious on the Xbox and most gaming systems actually, where you can do this thing where you buy a headset and plug that sumbitch into the controller so that your ugly ready ass kids don't hear what we adults are talking about on party chat, so you don't have to complain about the cussing and the language and so on and so forth, and let your kids go into another room or something. How about that?
But the Xbox is marketed as like it's more of an adult gaming system anyway. So if you expect to hear
on top of everything
Teletubbies
else
and shit like that, get a Wii.
Don't just plug the damn headset in. I mean, what do you think this is? Conference call? Why you have us on speakerphone? Like
a Nextel
exactly. Bleep. We're not chirping you, bro. Plug your headset in. Get the kids away from the machine.
Yo, there was this kid that we was playing PUBG one day, one of the Dynamics boys, and he was on the Kinect. You already know how I am with my pub. So he's on the Kinect, and I'm like, yo, bro, you got to use your headset. Like, we're about to play a pub match. I need to be able to hear, and this echo of yours is not helping. And then he wouldn't. No, and I don't even think he was playing the game with us. He was just in the party. So then I kept kicking him from party. He just kept joining back. or whatever. I don't think it must have been my party. Why didn't I lock it? I don't even know why. But I kept kicking him, and then he started, even just up to like last week, I haven't talked to this kid. I signed online, and as soon as I signed on, he wrote me a message. Like, he basically is trolling me on there, but it's like, I don't care. I'm just laughing with him. Like, he wrote something like, he wrote hi, and his name is like Ricky something, his gamer tag. So I wrote hi, Ricardo. I don't think that's his name. I just, like, you messing with one of the best. So don't start with me, bruh. Like, you ain't gonna outro me. But
I'll take that challenge any day of the week.
I mean, but that's the whole scope of this friendship. Anyway, like you wrote some shit to me today on Facebook about me and PUBG. You posted some video, it was some meme, and you said that's me or whatever. But I mean, the thing about the internet, you have to learn to not let the internet control you. And like I said, you control your circles. You can't. And we talked about something else recently too about this generation growing. Even with the recent snowstorm, the last nor'easter, they closed schools. You didn't even have to shovel. It was no freaking nor'easter. I was walking through freaking snow as high as me at the time, back in like 95, 96, bro. And school was not closed. We have built a generation of punks. Like, we have to stop this. Where
what does this have to do with Xbox Live?
I'm gonna say because that's it. Well, no, because with the language, listen. With the language that was used, that is deemed offensive. And we know that is like big on like all social media now. Someone will find something out of nowhere in some way, try to make an issue out of it. That we have to stop.
You're dying on.
You can't freaking. Let me get on my soapbox, bro. But we can't sit here and just.
Well, get your man. Get your man.
Bro.
Like we were strictly talking about.
No, but I'm bringing it back around.
Yo, he was holding on to this, Chris. He was holding on to this.
No, I wasn't. It just all popped in my head though. This is all from.
Sounded like an angry old man,
bro. Because this shit is dumb.
Back
annoying,
in my
bro.
day, we had to walk 15 miles.
But this shit is mad annoying.
Now you can't say anything to these kids. You call a kid a fairy, and it's a hate crime. Back in my day,
point, Drew,
when I was
building
watching,
a culture. Sorry,
Archie
Bunker.
What you said, Will?
Here's what I was saying: to building a culture of punks or whatever you want to call it is that time only progresses. So when your grandfather was around and they didn't have seatbelts in their car, I'm sure he was looking at cats wearing seatbelts like pussies. You don't understand real danger. Like things move forward and they're
Look at this bitch driving.
Your car
he
got
no damn cracks in his windshield. He got no scars on his forehead.
I'm mad comfortable right now. Like, imagine the first sharecroppers to come around and like, wait, y'all work 40 hours a week and y'all are tripping? Come on now.
No, imagine indentured servants and they saw someone who got paid to work. They're like, wait, you got a paycheck?
So I get what you're saying about cats might be a little bit quote unquote softer or whatever, but that's because life is.
Oh my god!
But that's a step backwards because we got to even look. I mean, even bring it back to us as a people where
let's take it a whole different kind of turn.
No, shut up and listen. Shut up. No, listen. You're gonna feel me where I'm coming from, though. But Chris is definitely gonna be feeling where I'm coming from. Where or even with the smallest recent thing with the whole spring break. So man standing next to girl. Hey, I met my soulmate in Miami. Twitter, do your thing. This man was literally hugged up with the girl.
Not even just hugged up. Hands with two full cheeks.
Literally, yeah. He's groping her and posted on the internet.
If you got two handfuls of a girl's ass you just met on the beach on spring break, then at least you could ask her for a Snapchat. At the very least.
Yeah, like her IG, anything. But literally, we have now grown to a society where people go to the internet. Like, the other chick recently, I think she was a vegan or something, and she said she wanted her food a certain way, but they put chicken in it, her face broke out, and then she's like, Twitter, do your thing. Like, no, write a letter to the corporate office and deal with this shit.
Oh,
like
go
a fucking
burn
adult.
that restaurant down. Don't
Yeah,
ask us to do none of your dirty
Like,
work.
what
We look like minions. I don't own no goddamn jumper.
Yeah, we not freaking sending a bunch of tweets to freaking Kennedy Fried Chicken because your ass wasn't supposed to eat no chicken. Like, this is not doing anything for you.
I doubt that's where she tried to get a vegan meal from.
No, I'm just that's just for pop. I didn't want to defend something real like Chick-fil-A or something.
Popeyes?
So that was the thing. Well, I could say Pop. I mean, Popeyes
No,
is
yeah.
good too. I can't
Nah,
really
we're
do it
not.
no more.
Unless they're gonna sponsor the show, I don't want to. Say
Oh no, I'll say Wendy's. I will say Wendy's because they some punk asses. They put out mixtapes, but then they took away spicy nuggets.
Yeah,
Like,
real stupid.
Yeah, like I don't understand.
And
like
we
fast
did- we've
food.
got
That
nothing
sounds
but
like
love you.
first world fat people problems. You just
I mean, it is, but we
whatever, bro. You
just bitch about spicy nuggets.
You ain't
Bro,
a
have
Wendy's
you
head
had
like
him?
Chris and I. He's not a Wendy's head, bro. He doesn't understand the pain we
All
go
right,
through.
then shut your mouth. 'Cause
Yeah,
if I
he
said
doesn't-
something about some dirty ass Chick-fil-A sandwich. You would have my head.
You
So
damn right
don't
I
even
would have
try.
your
Okay,
head.
exactly.
Chick-fil-A is godly. Okay.
Exactly. So shut
exactly.
your
And
mouth.
so was spicy nuggets, bro. Like it was the stupid. Like it was damn near like McDonald's saying they're not making no more Big Macs. Like literally, anytime you
Big
went to
Mikes?
Wendy's, Big Macs, Big Macs.
Wow.
Big Mike. This is not McDowell's. This is real McDonald's. No,
They got
but
the Big Mac. We got the Big Mick.
we got the Big Mix. Yo, but literally, anytime you went to Wendy's back in the day, it didn't matter what you ordered, you still got at least a
Can I
freaking
ask you a
4-piece of
question?
spicy nuggets.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
What the hell does this have to do with code of conduct from Xbox Live?
We went in a full circle because
This ain't no
That
damn
was in a
bug.
circle. We went in a
We
straight
balanced
line
off. They don't got
away
spicy
from.
nuggets.
What
No,
talking
we are
about.
here. I
We
think
got
it's that-
off on the ramp to 695 towards Dundalk, and
I'm
don't
sorry.
only know
Towards
I was-
what?
Okay.
You're pissing me off.
that. A third world country.
You're pissing me off.
Oh, I thought you said
What,
Dunkirk.
What Wakanda?
Well, no, oh no.
60-40 I was talking about.
But a little.
You know what? Well, first and foremost, okay,
You're pissing me off.
we get along very well, William.
We do?
Okay?
Safe.
Yeah, we do actually. And, and that's fine. That's fine.
When you bring up Dundalk,
I'm
I get pissed.
I'm happy Will came with the right energy.
Wait a minute, hold up. What did you just say, Will?
When you bring up Dundalk, I get pissed. I hate that place.
What is it? Is this
Dun-
a real-
okay, think
is this-
of it like this. Okay, when you, how can I equate Dundalk? Dundalk is. I'm not trying to be offensive.
Okay,
because what I'm
stop
gonna say
saying
is
the
very
name of this
offensive.
place because it sounds
It's the
like a
Bronx
fucking
of
fictional made-up place in like Harry Potter or something.
Oh,
Like,
it's just a
don't say
neighborhood.
the name of this place.
It's a
anymore.
neighborhood that's not gentrified yet.
It's poor people, but they're not black.
Oh, so why is it? Why is
So
that
it's
offensive?
hillbillies, it's rednecks,
Yeah.
white trash.
Trump voters. Okay.
All right, we're moving on.
White trash.
So,
Oh, so it's a town of coal miners.
Oh God!
wow.
bunch of people who believe in just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and every man is created equal. And
Yes,
so on and so
yeah.
forth.
They lived the American dream. He's gonna work for minimum wage for
He's
40
gonna
years
work
and
for us.
and expect to get rich one day.
Fucking losers.
and then when he retired, he goes to be a greeter in Walmart and die with no
What an
health care.
asshole.
Oh my God!
Okay, so listen.
Are we in a straight line? Are we in a straight line? Or are we going?
No.
Are you done? Are you done?
No,
No,
I think
we're-
he said, I'm done here. I'm done here.
We
All I'm
we're
saying,
on the I-9 to Dunder Mifflin or whatever that.
Dunder
town
Mifflin.
is.
Look,
That is
I
my
was just bringing
show.
that full circle.
Nope.
Look, I'm just bringing
That
that
is
full
the
circle
funniest
just to the
shit
portion
I've heard.
of the people saying what the code of conduct of deem offensive. That's
Now that
really
we're
all they're
back
saying.
on the highway.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's all. We're back on
Oof.
it. We rest stop over. No more
Jeez.
No more Will Rogers.
And we crashed into the shoulder for a while there. I didn't know what was
All
going
right, well,
on.
let's go into Chris's favorite segment.
Segment.
What are we readings?
Oh, we're reading everything, son.
Yeah.
Well, what's good right now? I want to say Doctor Strange Damnation. Doctor Strange book in general is good.
Do we have
The
that?
I don't have it yet, but I'll get it.
Okay.
The Avengers No Surrender book was great, but then for some odd reason, the Black Order lost. I don't know how the hell that happened. So now
Well,
it's kind
spoiler
of boring
alert.
me. Sorry, it's kind of boring me. But it was good. The Rise of the Black Panther is going well. Reading that.
Did Defenders end yet?
Yeah, the last issue of the Defenders was about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that. I started
ended-
reading again last night.
It ended
How did it end?
somewhat on a cliffhanger, but also kind of not. Like you don't know where they're going.
But then they're stupid then because they ended it then.
Yeah, that's like they might start a different book with a different. Look, you just have to read it and make your own. Yeah. Despicable Deadpool right now is honestly the best shit I've read from Deadpool in a while. It's basically he's still one of the only characters dealing with the aftermath of Secret Empire, because he had to do some heinous shit during that event, and all of it's coming back to him, and he has to deal with Cable's evil, future twin brother, whatever the hell. Well, not his twin brother, his future self, one alternate Cable Strife, and he's making him do a bunch of crazy, heinous shit. And in one of the most recent issues, he had a very informative and retrospective chat with Captain America, and it is one of the best things that I've read in a while.
Good.
So
yeah, we're reading all that.
What about? Well, I fell
Infinity
off.
Countdown. They brought the stones back. The stones are back.
The kidney stones.
Yeah.
Can you stop?
The greatest part about this to me is I think subjectively, if the people who have the Infinity Stones, we know in the movie this isn't the cast of people who have the stones, but if it were, it would make for a more interesting movie. Not that the movie's.
And what is this called again?
Infinity Countdown.
Okay.
We have it.
There's also Phoenix for your interest, especially with the movie coming up. There's a Thanos solo run going on right now, also.
Yeah,
I only read one of them. I mean, it's just a brief intro to what's going on, but I can't really say much about it. I got to read 2-3 more to see where it's going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I just finished. No, I have one more book of the Jean Grey Phoenix stuff. I can honestly say I've never been so goddamn bored in my life.
I don't even know how you went that far. Like, I don't even know why you started it. Out of all the X books that they recently dropped, that was probably the one that I knew I wasn't gonna pick up. Like X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue,
Weapon X.
Weapon X was mad good.
Even the all new Wolverine.
Yeah, all new Wolverine.
Could have read.
Yeah, they had a lot of solid books with the current X run, but I wasn't.
Chose Jean Grey, Resurrection of the Phoenix. How about that?
Change your name. You just read that because of your name, and the shit sucked.
The Falcon book is it's not over.
I knew that was coming to an end because the Hood wasn't messing with it.
Well, no, it's not over, but the arc with him and Blackheart is over, and Misty Knight is back, so he's doing that stuff.
They need to kill her off in the TV show.
I'm sorry.
No, which is not happening no time.
She's like one of the best parts of the damn thing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
She's about to get her arm too.
I'm highly not interested in watching that bald bastard on June 22nd. You guys let me know how that show is. I'm not supporting it.
What, Luke Cage?
Yeah.
Why you don't want to?
Is that when it comes back?
Yeah, June 22nd. I apologize.
Why you don't want to watch this season?
Because when you see such greatness that has come across our eyeballs, such as Black Lightning and the Black Panther.
The Black Panther.
And then you go back and watch young Lucas Cage, and it's like, sis, what the
That's because
hell was this?
it's Netflix shows. They only
they
only did their thing with Daredevil and Punisher. They was about to save themselves, and then they came back with this bullshit of Jessica Jones, which we don't need to talk about. It's not even. It's pointless.
Okay, well, listen. This is what I kind of wanted to go off on earlier, and it just dawned on me. So let's talk about this Queef DJ Envy for a moment.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. We are not talking about that bullshit. Why?
What did DJ Envy do?
He's breathing. That's the first mistake. Second,
right? That sounds like a death threat. But
he'll be on the show.
You're gonna get letters.
Sorry.
First and foremost, he wouldn't. Please, they would fire his ass if I got on that show. Anyway, Chris, I'll send you the link to what happened. All I know is,
all right.
His wife wanted a bitch on his arm, and that's exactly what she got, a bitch. So that's all I'm putting it there.
Oh, I'm not going to read into it, but from context clues, I don't think you're talking about them buying a dog. So just send me the link
Yeah, picture.
and I'll watch it.
It's,
Is it a video or
what's it
is
called?
it like an audio
Jesus
clip
and
or
Mero
something?
already killed him anyway. They
Jesus
finished
and
it.
Mero, like their podcast, the Bodega Boys, is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like, is there something else that happened after that?
So
involving him?
basically,
No, just send me the link. I
okay.
want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing to talk about. Like,
I
it's,
don't even know why I asked.
the
Yeah,
show,
just
the
send me the link.
show, the show alone was like hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Like that whole clip of them going
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah. So, quick shout outs then. I want to give a shout out to Beyonce because
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to Beyonce because July 28th I will be seeing her and that and her fucking husband. On this, God was so goddamn pissed when they fucking announced that.
Hey man, she loves her husband. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, she couldn't keep him at home on a tour. He'd probably end up cheating on her again. So,
Wow, so I think that speaks more to Beyonce than anything.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that mean that she's like
Wow.
subpar that she couldn't keep him home?
He should be at home waiting for her. Like, baby, I'm thinking about you.
I mean,
He's like,
honestly,
oh, I'm free.
if I was married to Beyonce, like, what the hell?
It's like, why do you need to think you need to?
I don't
cheat?
care if I am Jigga Man or whatever that.
okay.
Can you not
I'm
say
just gonna.
Can you not say Jigga Man? You sound like a newscaster. He's a former drug dealer.
This Jigga Man.
Goes by the name Jigga Man.
Jigger Man. What
This
is that?
young Ho.
Young Hova,
He calls himself a
AKA
god. Isn't that offensive to
aka
us
J
Christians?
Hova,
We're
sounds a bit
Christians.
blasphemous.
He calls himself God. Oh my God, Jigger Man.
With the A, not a
Wow,
hard
you see, you hard R'd that Jigga.
Oh, just like Xbox Live, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In next month, I'm going to report your ass.
Or just like that text message thread me and my cousin went through earlier. Chris, you inspired
Oof.
that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oof.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
inspired
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I
Oh,
said, what
because-
would Chris say in this conversation? I said, well, I figured it out.
Hard R has made a comeback in 2017. Is going
Yeah, that
strong
hard R has
in
made a comeback.
2018.
especially in our chat.
Yes, like in 2017, it came like it was a soft opening, but it is strong in 2018. That hard,
I told Morgan that's how we talk to each other in party chats and in the group chat. She was like, "Why? What the hell's wrong?"
I mean,
you know what I think it is? I think Bodman started it. Like, I'm
No,
like,
no. Don't put that on Ultron. You started that with that hillbilly voice.
No. But I will give it to him also. He's a big culprit of it that started it back up. But he'll be talking about someone doing something like that, and we just used it for everything after that.
I mean, it possibly could have been,
Dick Tits McGee.
popularized by Dick Tits McGee and his brother Pissman Mike in the
Oh my God!
in the party chat, but I don't know who those guys are anymore. I don't know where they at.
Well, don't bring them on
So-
Xbox Live. Your ass is getting reported.
I tell you what. Oh, she's here.
All right, well, that's
But, yeah.
my shout. Oh, shout outs to Dante, who's been like pestering. I'm waiting on a new episode. So there's that. Shout outs to Will, the Hispaniard one. 'Cause Will, he's a 40%. Oh, cool guy. Because we're gonna have a great time in the Los Angeles. And shout out to this Will for coming on. That's the 60% of you. That's okay because it fluctuates.
Oh, we're gonna move past it one day. 60
Some-
Phoenix.
We're gonna go to 90-10. Okay.
Shout out to the actress who bit Beyonce on the face.
Cool.
And Tiffany snitching.
First
So
and
this-
foremost,
yo,
I don't
this
even
girl-
know who this woman is. What
this-
is this woman?
She's a
It is
comedian.
Academy Award nominee, acclaimed film actress Jennifer Lawrence. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we don't know who really bit her, but
It's Kuvin
No
Zane
idea.
Wallace from
Tiffany-
Southern Wild.
yo, Tiffany has literally made her career and destroyed it within a
was-
week. Like she literally, black women was like cheering, yeah, Tiffany, go. I never really found it funny. And then after she just started talking about everything about Beyonce, they're like, oh, now we're done with you.
It's the same. It's the same.
Wait, are
it's
they mad at her?
What?
Yeah, like here's the thing. It's the same kind of thing what happened with Cardi. Everybody loved Cardi when she first broke out and was doing her thing and just speaking her mind, and everybody's like now people are like, oh God, Cardi's so annoying. It's like she didn't change.
Oh yeah, oh no,
You know what I'm
even
saying?
like even recently she was talking about taxes. Like, what hood chick from the Bronx is worried about taxes? That
I
shows
mean,
it's a beautiful thing that shows
it's
growth.
a beautiful thing, but here's the thing: she had always been talking about stuff like that all the time
Oh
on
yeah,
her
no,
Instagram.
that's
Her
she-
platform was just always talking about real shit, but no one ever really took notice of it because she was just a
But
stripper. Not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously.
they took more notice to the silly shit. You
Yeah,
know
they
what I'm
took more of the silly stuff that she would do, and the comedic side of her videos is what people gravitated towards. But she would talk about real shit a lot.
No,
She
you
had
know,
hundreds of videos talking about real shit.
but the
But
thing
when her
is,
fame skyrocketed, now people are taking notice of the real shit she
that's
said.
like Dave Chappelle. Ja Rule, what does he got to say about this?
Exactly.
But
It's like obviously you shouldn't be taking advice from Cardi, but you know, just because people are famous doesn't mean they can't also say real shit from time to time.
the big thing with her situation too is because of the back and forth of Onset cheating and this and that, and having a baby on her now too.
Did you call him Onset? Is he no longer Offset?
Offset. He's on.
Did he change his name?
Yeah, she turns Onset on, Offset on. Yeah, sorry.
All right. No,
but
no.
yeah. Anyway, I messed it up. But the whole thing with that is like you know, the thing with relationships, especially with celebrities, that people will go through the same shit or even worse, but judge someone else who may be in love or whatever. Or we don't even know the full story. You know what I'm saying? And
hey man,
we will judge them.
Just don't curve the one that God sent you. Okay, that's all you need to know.
Oh my God.
We got to send you that tweet. It's a tweet somebody said. There was a tweet somebody said about curving and God sending this person to you. Like you can't curve them.
You tweet if you curve the one that God sent you, karma's gonna get you in
your
the
ass.
ass like big time. It's like, how the hell I know God sent me this person?
That's like literally why those guys are on Twitter now begging for forgiveness of women that they were palming their ass and
people are relationship gurus on Twitter. They begging you to help find somebody's like Twitter handle or Instagram account. Like people just all across the board on Twitter, some assholes and don't know what the hell they're doing.
And begging.
Yeah.
I'm starting a business, invest in me. It's like I'm not a bank. Fuck you.
Buy your own $20 heater, you ugly motherfucker.
Man, fuck your dreams. I got my own dreams.
Anyways, we're back to shout outs. I forgot we were doing this.
You wanna go? I'll just shout out to the Beyonce tickets that's gonna freaking hit my pockets also. Oh, did Morgan hit you for hers? Oh, you're lucky, man.
No.
Oh.
No.
I'm about to make you hot. I'm gonna tell her to freaking bother you for them shits.
It's too late. She already got him.
It doesn't matter. She probably charged them. You could. Your money's still good.
Listen.
Shout out to LA. We're invading that in a little less than a month. Shout out to the Airbnb and the nice non-color lady that's letting her stay in her place. We can't wild out anything in there really. There's mad rules. Shout out to the Avengers movie.
I doubt people put their place up as an Airbnb. Like, yeah, just do whatever you want. Take a shit in the kitchen sink. I don't care. Obviously, there's rules.
Oh, shout out! Did you say that? Shout out to the guy that's at Tracy Job. She has to do an investigation now, presently, because he's shitting in garbage cans.
Well, that's the end of your shout outs.
Yeah, that's
no, but literally, I've been trying to gauge my head of like, who does this at work?
No,
I mean, listen.
Please, by all means, the floor is yours.
No, I think he went, Chris.
No, didn't go.
No, he did. I think. Did he? I thought he did. Sorry.
Shout out to John Wall for being the best player in the NBA.
That's wrong.
Shout out to for being the best city in the United States. That's not named San Francisco or New York.
Dunkirk.
Come on, son. Shout out to Black Panther for being the highest grossing superhero movie of all time. Shout out to black people, man, for keep on keeping on. And shout out to good white allies. You still can't go to the barbecue, but we appreciate it.
Shout out to white. Shout out to white blood cells. I like that.
that invitation been there. You got to shout out Chicken Dinners, bro.
Shout out to the Umbrella Corporation.
Shout out to PUBG for being better than Fortnite.
Ooh, facts. We don't need Drake to sell units or make it popular,
bro. What's a ninja to a non-believer?
Oh Lord.
I did that. The shout out to these two guys though.
Man, this is?
Shout out to y'all two guys though, because I remember when you were streaming y'all chicken dinner, and then that shit rated your shit, and your stream was OD lit, and y'all actually did get the chicken dinner. That was dope.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, yeah.
before Drake, I was doing it, dog. Before Drake.
And I carried Phoenix to a chicken dinner like about.
No, the hell you didn't. I was coaching you the other day, sis.
what?
That's what you're not gonna do. Okay, I
how many-
retired
how
on
many-
top.
How many kills you had?
I was the coach.
How many kills you?
What do you mean?
How many
How
kills
Coach
you
doesn't
have?
get on the
Our
field
team, our collectively
and
as a
catch
team,
the ball and
literally
run
as a
damn
team.
scrimmage.
We won based on
My
you were last
coaching
alive.
skills.
You didn't coach shit.
Yes, I did. Because if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball.
Wow.
That is true.
Anyway,
Factual.
Anyway, wait. Your
my,
shout outs.
My shout outs. I like to shout out these 7 people specifically: Black Panther, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Ant-Man, Groot, Rocket, and Doctor Strange, because you guys are all cleared to be alive after this movie is over. Officially, those 7. Everyone else, kind of up in the air.
What about Hawkeye, man?
No, he's dead. He's dying.
No.
He should have been dead. He should have died instead of Quicksilver.
This is why I'm kind of mad that Chris isn't coming out here was not coming out to.
Oh
LA
yeah,
for
shout out to West Coast and your In-N-Outs and your Wiener Schnitzels and all the places that I ain't gonna eat at, and all the people who are gonna be there at the meetup. Egg slut. Do you know what I mean? Any Waffle House, Roscoe's, whatever.
I told Phoenix that shit. He's like, wait, what? He's like, you want to eat where?
And he sent me the damn. I was like, what is that called?
Yeah, egg slut's real.
I didn't. I mean, I can't eat anything off that menu because it's damn near loaded with beef and pork everywhere. So
you could probably ask for something without. It's freaking California. They're all like bougie as shit.
Shout out to everybody who was checking out the RGB Fight tournament stream this past Saturday. That is a total of 7 of you.
I saw you and Della sitting there commentating some of that. So I was like, oh, they did that really nice.
Oh no, it was a dope setup. It was. It
was.
did do good because that's the shit that kind of like Dr. Disrespect has.
Yeah,
I don't know her.
Drew, we're very, very happy to just be basically like figureheads of this thing, so now everybody could just do the work for us. We
I mean, I'm happy that everyone is like into the brand and they I mean, especially Della growing with his channel and stuff with the support.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Della and Tristan, the streaming basically the streaming chapter of RGB in this whole thing.
We were supposed to make an Army of 2 video a month ago.
To see how well that went.
I can count on one hand the amount of times we've been in party chat together.
Dog, it's been too much snow, sex, and work for anybody to do anything anywhere together. For us to link to have done it, we've seen each other, I think, once or twice just because of Will being in town.
And I didn't even come to the tournament because I was at work for 14 hours.
And because exactly, honestly, this past winter has been one of the, I want to say, least hangouts of all of us. Like, we haven't done a lot of.
We did community service. Well, we did for good reason too. We did community service.
Yeah, we took a bunch of foster youth to go see Black Panther.
Did we talk about that on the show?
Which made it a total of 4 times I saw that damn movie.
Why are you asking me? Can we talk about that on the show? You have a mic in front of your face.
No. I said, did we? I didn't know if we mentioned it. I don't think we did. But
we haven't done a show in like a month and a half, which is another thing that we kind of,
Hey, let's record. Sorry, I'm at work.
Yeah, it's just it's been a real
like our schedules have been like really off. That's why we haven't put a show out.
Yeah, it's been a really busy winter, kids, and I think maybe it's over.
Yeah, I think my job revolves around a lot by the weather, so
like who knows?
Me and Chris was ready to go off and be the Raw Tag Team Champions on this episode today.
I totally supported it though. I've always supported it. I trust these guys. I don't think I was getting voted off the island anyway. I'll call in and then
fair, Franklin, you weren't.
So so if there's ever a show without me on it, don't fear. They didn't like beat me up and kick me off or anything.
No.
And he's probably eating a pizza or something.
Last shout out. Shout out to Morgan for showing up to the streaming event.
I saw the
past Saturday. Yeah, she actually participated in the tournament as well and fought Tristan.
Can I
and
can I
Roland.
can I co-sign that real quick to her for those
What's up?
socks? For the socks, I already.
Oh yeah, she
I
got you
literally,
some
I
cool
literally
socks.
texted him the day that I got the socks. I think I threw out a pair, and I was like, "Yo, text her and tell her you love her today." That's what I literally texted him to tell her. For those, like, she gave me some fire socks.
The
Like,
socks are very comfortable. They're
yeah,
very cool looking. What you call it? Monopoly socks. You got an
where's
old white
Waldo?
man in jail on your feet. Like,
Yeah.
what more can you ask for?
Black
Are
Lives
we
Matter.
doing a meetup for
No.
Deadpool 2?
Oh,
we could do that.
Yeah,
we should
sure.
try it. We should do a New York one.
Oh, shout out to Ryan Reynolds and the people over there in their marketing team for allowing him to shoot that scene where he throws up the X in front of his chest.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely an add-in. Nobody knew that this fucking Wakanda Forever thing was going to take over. That was an add-in. But, shout out to that for happening.
It's so funny. Like, Will has to come to one of the meetups. Well, you have to come. It's just.
I was actually. We were supposed to link. We were supposed to link last time he was up here because Well,
But
shit,
then he
shout out
live
to the
in
homie Ab.
like Dumbledore or something. How's he gonna get?
Yeah,
Like, where?
he lives in Dunder Mifflin. Nah, because
He lives in Philly?
Oh,
that's why I said Dunder Mifflin.
oh, that's a place.
Yeah, no, but he could get to New York in like a couple hours. No, but
In a
yeah,
jiffy.
we supposed to link up to check one of our boys we lost last year, man. Shout out to Av, man, AV, man, good dude, man. Shit was freaking out of nowhere, yo. But yeah, we supposed to link to visit his gravesite and shit. I think I talked about him on the show when it did happen too, though. But yeah. But yeah, we got New York.
Longest shout outs in history.
Yeah, this is the longest shout outs of the show. That shit just popped up.
Well, we haven't done this in a while, so I honestly feel like we all kind of missed it and just want to say everything.
Basically,
You know what I mean? It's one of
because
those.
Drew hasn't done a soapbox moment in years, and that fucker went right off the rails. Do you know what
Dog,
pisses me off about
I was
Microsoft? Big
But
Macs.
No, but bro, that's
shit
years
with the
of
children threw me off.
No, but there's years of anger too for us
No.
because we already know how Xbox Live is.
True,
Bro,
it's over. It is over.
I know, I'm over it.
Oh,
I mean, I don't.
you're saying about Xbox? I thought it was years of anger towards children and the snow and school closing.
I don't care
was
about
like,
that
dude.
shit as much.
But
I've graduated college over 10 years ago. I don't give a shit about school.
But I will
because
never let you
that's
live
where it
this
went.
down. Like, we were literally talking about Xbox online betting,
But
and
I'm
this
talking about
asshole
it
just
all-
jumped
it's-
straight out to spicy nuggets. How the roads in Uganda aren't paved correctly.
Bro, you don't get it, man. It's
And
full
another thing
circle,
about
bro.
those fucking kids being pussies about the snow.
Bro, it's all full circle. That's everything. Same thing of like, don't assume gender. We freaking a punk ass
That had
generation.
nothing to do with
Yes,
offensive
it
language
does.
on Xbox.
Because the code
I
of
love it,
conduct thing,
though.
it says this thing in the States, if you find offensive, that
I
we're
love it,
just
though.
that's
Will
the kinda-
is now
I
our
love that energy.
residential lawyer. Will, did that have anything to do with Xbox?
He was adding context behind a conversation that was parallel to Xbox, but I could see why you would say it didn't.
This is the 60%
Thank you.
where you
Thank
fucked
you.
up.
Thank
Okay.
you, Will. See, that's me and Will have been friends for. Has it been?
Me and Will
It's
went
been
to
about-
high school with each other, and we didn't even know it. Okay,
Yeah, okay, but that's I've had bullshit conversations and real conversations. Like me and Will have connected on real shit from college days because
Yeah.
we went to a white school.
Will
So
and
we-
I went to a white school, and Will and I.
And you didn't talk to each other. So
That's
y'all
because
not
I didn't
even
know
real-
he existed.
No, you're not even real black folk. You're supposed to black people.
No. Okay, hold on,
Hey,
Will.
white
Will,
people-
hold on. Wait. This will really let Will know if he was really a part of the high school congregation. Did you sit at the front table of the cafeteria?
Fuck no.
Okay, see, Will's not a part of the congregation because out of
That's where they all sat, but that was y'all segregated yourselves.
So listen,
Will-
okay.
Will was mingling.
No, there was like, let's say 50 tables in the lunchroom, right? And this cafeteria is like huge.
Damn,
So,
you say that
out of-
alone. That's
out
crazy.
Out of 50 tables, there was literally a black table in the front of the cafeteria. Mind you, I sat there most of the time, but 9 times out of 10, I'll be somewhere else doing some other crazy, stupid stuff. But it wasn't, Will, that, we segregated ourselves. We were all friends mingling.
This is what I'll say. Girls used to ask me my freshman year of college if I ever dated a black girl before, and I told them I had 3 options: There were three black girls in my school. One was my sisters. I wasn't going to fly, so I dated one of the two black girls I could date, and it didn't work out. And I dated white girls after that. That's how it worked out.
Oof. I had plenty of options. Thank God. Bless New York City,
bro. That's why I moved to New York. I just swore it off. I was like, okay,
kick the habit.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie, you kept him out of town. Y'all came to St. John's, and he was like, "Wow, look at all these Jamaican girls." Like, it's just mad with the Trini girls, Haitian girls. We just like freaking in the West Indies, basically.
Yeah.
West Indies and ting.
I did it like Ryu. I was just traveling the world and fighting everybody. Like I literally think I dated a woman from every country. I had to have.
Well, yeah, that was kind of my thing in college.
I've been friends with a woman from every country.
Okay,
clearly. Clearly.
I'm gay. I don't date women. Oh
my God, I'm so cool. Oh my God, she trains in front of me and I didn't get hard. Look at me. I have so much self-control.
Well, just because you've got 5 chins doesn't mean anything, Fat Boy. You don't have to have a worry.
Where the hell does that correlate here?
I'm pulling your moves. No. Yeah, what about them kids? Okay, them spicy nuggets.
Yeah, fuck out of here. What do you mean, man?
Fuck out of here.
Yo.
Out of here.
Yeah, what's up with that little kid?
Okay.
I'm not.
We're just putting that in the books. We're putting that in the books. I'm putting that there down. This is literally the longest goddamn shout out segment we've ever done.
We might just cut it and just put it as a separate show.
Absolutely not. This is going on. We've been recording for like 2 hours now.
I know.
This is podcast.
Well, I mean,
the fans deserve it.
It's long overdue. Like I said, we have at least we said sorry too for the long gap. Like, yeah, it's been since Black Panther, so they've been wanting to see what's going on since then. So
clearly we're all still doing the damn voices from the movie, but that's besides the point.
Are you done?
Are you done? Mm-hmm. Anyway, Chris, by all means, take us out.
I don't want to.
We're vegetarians.
I'm not saying
No,
that.
You're not a damn vegetarian. Don't you make that lie.
No, I wasn't. I've been eating fish, but I stopped eating meat.
And no, the strength of the Black Panther shall now be stripped away from the show.
Bye.
Bad.